Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, the father of the main character of the series written by Masashi Kishimoto, Naruto Uzumaki, has gotten his one shot, and I'm here on camera to talk to you guys about it and to let you know how I feel about it because personally, I thought it was sensational.
Sensational.
So the new one shot of about Minato Namikaze from the popularity poll that Masashi Kishimoto wrote, drew, and basically dropped not too long ago is out. You can read it for free on the Shonen Jump app. I believe it's free right now. Don't quote me on it. You might have to subscribe. I don't know, but it's out, and I want to talk about it because generally speaking, I thought it was solid. It was a solid chapter. Now there are a few things that I wish we could have seen. If you haven't read the chapter, I will say don't fully watch this video because I'm going to spoil it. All right, this is just a warning. Okay, I just want to put that out there. But the chapter was nice and it was sweet and it was wholesome and it had a little tiny love story in there and you love to see it. But I really wanted to see more about the Flying Raijin. I wanted to see about the Rasengan. I wanted to see about Minato's family bloodline. Where does he come from, or is he just a nobody that happened to be somebody, like really what Naruto was supposed to be? I wanted all those things answered, and the only thing I got answered was, and I wanted to see Kushina's relationship with Minato, and I wanted to see how that sort of really developed. We saw it a little bit in Naruto and flashbacks, but I wanted to see like a little more in depth. How did they exactly decide they were, the ones other than Kushina being saved by Minato and being like, yeah, you're my baby daddy. And we got two of those things that I was looking forward to see, the Kushina one and the Rasengan one. Now, we didn't get to see the Flying Raijin. We didn't get to see anything in regards to Minato's family. Obviously, that's still up in the air. There is a theory out there that involves Jiraiya, and I won't go into that, but it's out there. You can devolve into that. And speaking of Jiraiya was in the chapter. Jiraiya paid his dues again. He was there. He did his thing as Minato's sensei, and it was cool to see their relationship a little bit, especially developing the Rasengan and developing that jutsu that would later become very much known for by Naruto because that boy spams it. But I also like the way that the chapter was written in a sense that the Rasengan was the core of the chapter, and at the end of it all, it was a move that was created by Minato in order to protect Kushina because she was a Jinchuriki, and also held together and named and completely finalized by Kushina. And so it's a complete amalgamation of their relationship in one jutsu, and I love that. And it pays so much more dividends now that when you see Naruto the series properly, because again, like I said, the boy uses it nonstop, so that jutsu definitely passed down to his son Naruto. So you love to see it, especially because Jiraiya taught Naruto. It wasn't Kakashi that taught Naruto, it was Jiraiya. Jiraiya showed him that jutsu, said, hey, you want to see a special jutsu that only one person really uses on the planet? And boom, that was the Rasengan, and Naruto started spamming it. He started creating different versions of it. He started just, everything was surrounding that orb, that ball that brought together the whole family tree of Naruto's lineage, which was cool, and I love to see that sort of explored and just fully makes you appreciate the series as a whole. So thank you, Kishimoto, for that. And obviously the Rasengan was also, we see in the chapter basically from the get-go, because Minato and Jiraiya are out there fighting three Jinchurikis at the very start of the chapter, which makes you go like, what are they going? Why are they doing that? It really be war times. And so it's understandable why Minato would create such a jutsu as the Rasengan, because he wants to create something that his wife could use in combat if she ever had to be forced to be put out into combat like these other Jinchuriki, so that she could protect herself. If not, he could use to protect her, either or vice versa. But it's a perfect jutsu because it's a reflection of the Bijou bomb that is used by the Jinchuriki and the demons that are in them. It's basically a tiny version of that, which is why it makes so much sense that Naruto ends up getting it, because he becomes the next Jinchuriki after his mom. So everything tied together so nicely, and it was just, you love to see it. You love to see that type of interwoven sort of story plot points that make a lot of sense, especially after you know the main story. And for a prelude like this, that's something that you really want to, as a writer, do right, if by creating something that you could tie back to the series and not make people hate the series even more, but really just add a little bit more sauce to it. And that's exactly what Masashi Kishimoto did here. He added a little bit more sauce to Minato's character. Now, obviously, I wish it was more than just a one shot. I wish Kishimoto was back and maybe like we get Boruto and Boruto gets on the side and we can get like a full series as to how Minato sort of came to be the fourth Hokage, because I feel like everyone talks about Naruto starting from nothing and becoming something, but realistically, when you break down the series of Naruto and when you know like his family bloodline, that boy didn't really come from nothing. He just happened to have everything taken from him at the get-go. So he had to start from nothing, but he didn't necessarily come from nothing. And it's the same thing you could say about Sasuke too, because of having the Uchiha bloodline. These two boys were destined to be great shinobi. They were destined to be great ninja. And so that's why it gets a little bit tricky later on in the series when you find out, everything about Naruto's past, like Minato being so OP, Kushina being so OP. You start to understand why Naruto could become this person that is even more OP. But I say all of that to say that his dad is truly, I feel like, the one guy that Masashi Kishimoto wrote to be the guy that starts from nothing and actually becomes something, because we don't know anything about Minato still. Like, even with the one shot, we don't get any like explanation as to where he comes from, who's his family, who's his daddy, who's his mommy, how are they? Did they come up with the jutsu flying Raijin and he just inherited it? That just silently was a secret jutsu that their family was. There's so many things still up in the air in regards to the character of Minato, which I don't know how I feel about. I really wanted to see more of it, obviously. I'm not saying, and it's not to say that the chapter was bad. It's not to say that the one shot was bad per se, but I just feel like there is still so much more to delve into, and that just shows you how much of a dense world Masashi Kishimoto made here, especially a dense character like Minato, who, it's kind of like a lot of shonen sort of father figures. They have a lot to them that could be explored and could be talked about. I could say the same thing about Ichigo's dad. I could say the same thing about Goku's dad. You could probably say the same thing about Luffy's dad. I don't know anything about One Piece, but I'm just saying, like, their fathers have a lot of history there that obviously not all the time gets explored. And so I wanted to see that here. I was like, oh, here's a perfect opportunity to get it to Minato's side. And, it was nice to see. I enjoyed it. I definitely think the chapter is a must read. If you're just now getting into Naruto and you're finishing up the series and you want to get into something, maybe this one shot, wait until you're done with the series. I don't know. Maybe it might not even affect your enjoyment of the series prior to the series. So maybe you might be able to read this one shot. I don't know. All I know is the one shot was solid. It makes me actually miss Masashi Kishimoto on Boruto. Like, I wish he was actually working on it proper, not just like overseeing it. And well, I mean, now he has more of a say in it, and now we see like the manga is sort of like coming full circle, and we're getting into time skip. Things are getting good. Prior to Masashi Kishimoto coming back, things were looking rough. I had dropped the series. Things were just not looking good. I just felt like there's just the follow up to Naruto was so badly done, and again, reading this one shot reminds me why Kishimoto really is such a good mangaka, is because he knows how to write these characters. He knows how to polish and refine his art. He knows how to do this stuff. He's clearly, I mean, he's been doing this shit for I don't know how long. So obviously he's perfected his version of a Naruto world. And you'd love to see it again. You love to see it in this one shot. And like I said, I enjoyed it. I still missed out on it. But you guys let me know if maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was good enough. Maybe I'm just looking at trying to pull strings from something that's not there. I don't know. I know that there are a lot of Minato fans out there. That's why he won the popularity contest. So let me know if you guys still want to see more of him, or am I alone there? Am I on a single boat here and I'm just riding a solo wave? Or are there more people that want to see more Minato content? If so, let your voices be heard. Maybe Masashi Kishimoto will come back and be like, you know what? 2 more chapters. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, but one boy could hope, right?